Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome into Geeks and Gamers Daily. We brought back Ryan with a fresh haircut. He's been very angry lately because he hadn't had a haircut, but he's been really in a good mood the last few days. So how you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. Yeah, I went like 3 months without having my haircut, which is the longest I've gone in like 15 years. So had to finally get it done. I'm a whole new man now.
So you're not going to be,
yeah. We're not going to be talking about anything negative today because Christmas happened. I'm a new man. I really want to be focused on positives. So I'm just excited to be here on this stream with you today, Jeremy.
Heck yeah, man. Heck
New
yeah.
outlook. No, I'm no longer dreading these streams.
Look at that.
I'm excited because something great is going to happen today. And you just have to, use your force of will to think positively about everything in the world.
Well, now that the bullshit session is over with, we can get started on the actual show. Somebody said, Jeremy, 5 day. Are you guys counting who's on? I love that. So yes, this is my 5th day in a row. Technically, it would be, I don't know, because I was on last Friday too. I don't know how many days in a row I'm on, but as long as you guys continue to show up, that's all that really matters. But yes, so we're closing the year off here in the next few days. Tuesday will be New Year's Eve. We'll be live for Tuesday night's main event that night, and then we may bring the new year in with the gaming stream. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided how we're going to handle all of that yet, but we will see. All right, so I did see this right here. Very first message. Stormbringer says, any chance we can get the Geeks and Gamers American flag hoodie back in the merch store? I need one. Thanks. Is that because I was wearing it last night for our local stream? Is that what reminded you of this? Yeah, I actually think that we're going to get this one back up and available because we've had a few requests for it. So that is a potential thing that could be happening. So good timing right there. So I'm assuming that's what you saw. You saw it last night on the local stream because I haven't worn it in a while, and now I'm gonna start wearing it again probably. I don't know.
Were you doing over on locals like Christmas movie watch parties or something?
Yeah, and Die Hard beat Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Oof. Well,
which just puts into perspective my entire problem with this. It beat the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol is one of the best Christmas movies of all time. And despite a lot of like the silly things with it or whatever, it's actually like one of the better like adaptations.
Yes.
When you throw away like the silly Muppet stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's like Marley Brothers, which there aren't really, stuff like that.
You brought this up about this. We were talking this before, but like with Muppets Christmas Carol, like Michael Caine shows up like, I'm going for the Oscar. You know what I mean? Like he takes it seriously. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he was like, I'm in a stupid Muppets movie. He shows up like, this is going to be an Academy Award winning performance right here in my Muppets movie.
Like personally, I like Scrooge before he goes through the entire experience. I fucking like him. I think he's pragmatic. I sympathize with him. I understand him. By the end, after he's done his character transformation, I kind of don't like the dude. Get the fuck away from me, Ebenezer. Commie fuck, spreading the wealth. Fuck off.
If G&G ever gets like Barstool level, we're gonna do our own version of Christmas Carol with Ryan starring in it. We'll put our own little twist and spin on it. So
who's going to be all the ghosts?
We'll figure that out. It'll be
Jay's definitely the ghost of Christmas present.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore that we can intertwine in this movie. So I think it could be really good. Also, why have we not had like a Grinch versus Santa Claus movie right now, like Freddy versus Jason? Grinch versus Santa Claus, Ultimate Showdown. That'd be a pretty badass movie.
I feel the same way about the fucking Grinch. I like him a lot more before he goes through his character development. That's my biggest problem with most Christmas movies. Like I like the characters as they were. No need to try to change them or guilt them into feeling something else.
Oh man, that would be good though. That would be cool. So, but yeah, we'll see. But yes, we did watch Die Hard last night. I love Die Hard. I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, but I do love Die Hard. It's one of the greatest action movies of all time. And but I'm glad everybody on the internet considers it a Christmas movie. I think Dr. Fauci has more fans than people that support my position on Die Hard. So that's how unpopular my opinion is, and I will continue to stand by my opinion because that's how I feel. So I don't care how much The internet disagrees with me. There you go.
Very stunning and brave of you, Jeremy.
Brave, stunning,
Good
and
fight.
There you go. So
I would just be glad if we only have to argue about it once a year, instead of fucking 5 times, like 5 days straight.
Yeah,
that's what I'm. That's my wish for next Christmas is to only have the Die Hard fight one time.
yeah. I would rather just not have the fight, considering it's not a Christmas movie. But hey, I don't write the rules.
Well, I'm not as triggered as you are by your take about it not being a Christmas movie. But it was you. It was you that brought on the big argument we had because you just couldn't stop talking about it.
Oh, I like arguing. I don't know if you've noticed that about me, but I like to argue. I like to fight because it's fun and I think it's healthy. And but ultimately, I truly don't care what people think about Die Hard. If you think it's a Christmas movie, that's up to you. And no one can take that away from you. So I think I told you before we went live, though. I said this. I watched 8-Bit Christmas, the suggestion of the chat, and it's fine. It's not a movie I'm going to watch every year, but this first year I've watched it. I was anticipating I was going to like it more because it was based around Nintendo in the 80s. There were some good moments. And in the movie, there's this one kid in the neighborhood who has the Nintendo Entertainment System, and every kid in the neighborhood has to go show up to his front porch. And basically, he chooses 10 people based on like if they bring him gifts or if he thinks they're worthy to come inside to play his Nintendo Entertainment System. And I'm like, that is kind of how it was back in the day with the NES. Like there was only like a select few people in the neighborhood that had a Nintendo. And then those people were the coolest people. You know what I mean? That's just how it was back in the day. So that element was cool. And there were cool elements to it. But overall, it's just a slightly above average movie. It's not great. It's okay.
So you want to know what I watched yesterday?
What?
I watched Muppet's Christmas Carol. And then the next thing recommended was Muppet Treasure Island. I was like, I haven't fucking watched this forever. I have to watch that. And that movie is awesome. Muppet Treasure Island is awesome. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. And then I was like thinking about, this is actually essentially, I was thinking about Treasure Island and how I don't know if you've seen the show Black Sails. Have you ever seen that one? The pirate show that basically serves as a prequel to Treasure Island with a lot of the same characters and Long John Silver and Billy Bones and all about Captain Flint, stuff like that. And so I was like, maybe I should go check that out. And as I was looking that up, when I typed in black, the first thing that popped up was Blackfish, that Orca SeaWorld documentary. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I fucking watched it. So I got the Christmas spirit when I was watching small baby killer whales getting taken away from their families as they're screaming, and then about killer whales killing people. That's what I ended up watching a day after Christmas.
That's pretty funny.
I had seen parts of it in passing at one point, that documentary, but I hadn't really, like I said, paid attention to a lot of it. I thought it was just going to be about fucking dumb people getting killed by whales. I was like, that sounds cool. Like, I'm fine with that. But then it was like at the beginning, they start with like, kidnapping the babies as their mothers are screaming. I'm like, this isn't fucking fun. I just want people to die. I don't want the whales to be sad.
So you heard it here first. Blackfish is a Christmas movie.
But just because I watched it during Christmas doesn't mean that.
I watched the first episode of Arcane finally. Have you seen Arcane?
No.
The first episode of Arcane is really fucking good. I've heard season 2 goes in the wrong direction, but everybody praised season 1 back in the day. So I did watch the first episode of it, and it was good. So maybe I'll check out the rest of it. But Landman is the thing I have been watching the most. You haven't started watching Landman yet, have you?
No.
You got to watch it. So we got to get some super chats, and then we got to get this party started.
All right. TGV Monster for 2. Watch Nosferatu last night. Very good, solid movie. I am going to see that after this, actually. So we'll be talking about that on FNT probably, if I had to guess. Matthean for Norwegian 20. Don't forget to redeem your H1B, Sar. Thank you. Jack the Airplane for 199. Hey, Ryan, your forehead looks bigger today. Thank you. I also got my ears lowered.
You got smarter.
Tobias next for 10. I'm back in the office, still coughing up things, but feeling better. Christmas sucked hard being sick, but at least I was well enough to play games last night. Glad to be around for daily again.
Glad you're here, Tobias.
It sucks being sick around Christmas. Booming Bob for 5. So if Ryan is now Mr. Positive, now how's he going to no longer trash on Dave the Destroyer?
He'll find a way.
Life finds a way.
That's right.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 10. My Hollywood spies have confirmed that Ryan Kinnell was spotted going into Kathleen Kennedy's office. After entering the room, blinds in the window were shut and loud noises could be heard. Well, did I fuck her? Or did I kill her? That's the real question. MAGA Sandra. Will there be an I.T for MechaCon?
I don't know. But I will say we actually are having those discussions now. So if there are different merch that you're wanting to see, please continue to be vocal about it because it can help us make a decision on that. So we do need to get that figured out and very soon, hopefully.
H-1B issue misses that tech companies pay Asian foreigners 33% of the wages that American counterparts receive. This includes foreign remote workers.
Yeah, there's a
all for every fucking tech problem or whatever.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it on CobraCast last night. I'll probably talk more about it tonight on CobraCast. Twitter is a freaking shit show right now. It's absolutely wild, and I love it. To be fair, I love the fighting and the arguing and I love it. It's great.
Grizzly Nightmare, fuck January and the waste of space people that take up space in my gym. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, you'll always at gyms, you'll have the people, the New Year's resolution people, and
yeah.
And all of a sudden it's fucking crowded and packed. But don't worry, February, it's much less crowded. Godzilla's Greaser for 2. I'd prefer Santa versus Krampus.
I still haven't seen Krampus. I need to watch that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of creepy, but it's a good one to watch during the holidays. Put you in the Christmas spirit. Tobias Nexus, Statler, Waldorf, and Ryan heckling in the balcony. I do belong up there. Josh C. Die Hard is an action movie that takes place during Christmas. That's my take. Thank you. B Chain in Ryan's forehead grew 3 sizes that day. That's what happens, actually. And as Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Also, Elon ruined Christmas with his stupid tweet. Love the work you two lads are doing. Keep it up.
Thank you. Yeah, he's really stepped in it. Big time.
Alex McCarthy for 2. My favorite Scrooge is Scrooged with Bill Murray. That one is good.
Good old Bill Murray. Man, what a legend he is, dude. Like, he has, like, Bill Murray's charisma. Like, I don't people appreciate how much charisma that dude had back in the day, man. He just oozed charisma. Like, going back to, like, his Ghostbusters appearance, you know what I mean? And just, like, the way he carries himself, the dude is a legend.
I think
how old is he now?
My favorite Bill Murray movie might be Groundhog Day.
Yeah. I mean, how old is he now? God, he is super old now.
Late 70s or 80 maybe. Bill Murray age.
Somebody says 74 in the chat.
Yeah, he's 74.
74.
So okay. Not that old.
Yeah. 45.
Noted Cubs fan, Bill Murray. Great Con. 2-day fucking hike from his eyes to his hairline. Thank you, Great Con. Ryan finally got a haircut closer resembling his hero, Adolf. Love you guys. Thanks, Rufio. I got a lot more volume than he does in my hair. It is very flat. Storm Shadow for 5. Anti-diehard folks are vegan CrossFitters. Have to let everyone know their stance. Pro-diehard folks mainly respond to the Jeremys. Thank you.
Yeah, that is 100% projection and completely twisted. That is not the case at all. Go look at Krista's tweet where she said, "I'm watching Die Hard," and watch all the Die Hard as a Christmas movie crowd going, "Is it Christmas movie? It's Christmas. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie." It's like, holy shit. Like, she just said, "I'm watching Die Hard and I liked it. Is it a Christmas movie? It's a Christmas movie." They have to know. It's like,
you realize the only reason that's happening is because you have like, set yourself on fire over the past 2 weeks over Die Hard.
No,
and so
it's
that's
not.
why everyone's asking to see what she thinks.
No, it's not. That's absolutely.
Dude, that's why people are asking her that.
CNN had a fucking special about Die Hard being a Christmas movie 3 years ago. Jake Tapper hosted it. You look at the comment section 3 years ago. Was that because of me? Like every mainstream outlet.
What I'm telling you is
that's
exactly why people are asking her that question.
You're telling me that's why Disparu asked her if it's a Christmas movie because of me?
Yes.
Disparu. So I am controlling Disparu's thoughts. That's why Disparu said, "Is it a Christmas movie?"
No, the reason people want to know that, I don't know.
It's because of me,
Jeremy, but people associate Krista with Geeks and Gamers and you specifically. And so when you have been going on this, including these arguments you had with Disparu on Friday Night Tights about it, that's why he's asking.
I don't even remember us arguing about it, me and Disparu specifically. But either way, the point being,
discussion that you were a part of.
The point being is that if you think that the Christmas movie Die Hard narrative is because of me, you have completely missed the internet for the past 10 years.
Literally, not what I said at all, but this is how you argue.
No, it's not.
I don't mind arguing.
What I'm saying is that
with you because that's not what I said.
The Die Hard is a Christmas movie crowd are the vegans. They have to demand that you think the way they do. And if you say Die Hard is one of the greatest action movies of all time, and I love the movie, but if you say it's not a Christmas movie, they think you hate Die Hard. That's how it goes.
I also haven't heard anybody say that or anybody come up with that argument, Jeremy.
100%. That's what they do. 100%. That's what they do. And the bottom line is certain people will not say the truth because they will get dogpiled online. I don't care about that. Die Hard is not a fucking Christmas movie. It was never marketed as a Christmas movie, and it's an internet meme that people have taken too seriously over the years. That's the truth of it right there.
Jeremy,
it's unpopular,
the first
and it's the truth.
Is literally with Christmas music and talking about Christmas and a Christmas get-together. That's how it was marketed.
Then why didn't it release in December?
Why did Miracle on 34th Street release in April? Like
in the 40s, marketing wasn't even. It's not like you have marketing companies and shit in the fucking 40s. It's clearly a fucking Christmas movie. Miracle on 34th Street is. There's no debate there. Bruce Willis himself said it's not a fucking Christmas movie.
I don't care. What about what the writers? What about the people that
I'm pretty sure
movie?
There are. I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong about this. I'm pretty sure that the director said it was never intended, but now it's become a Christmas movie because of the perception and how people treat it. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
We can look up the stats later.
I'm pretty sure that's what the director said. Is he said it was never intended to be that, but it has become that because that's how it's evolved. I'm pretty sure that's what the director said, or the writer. I'm not sure. Someone involved in it. And I would agree with that from a popular standpoint. It's absolutely a Christmas movie from a popular standpoint. That's the facts.
Thank you, Storm Shadow, for your super chat. Luke Stone, Jeremy, yesterday you teased us about moving the camera to show a weight set, but never did. Been lurking since 2019. Shout out to whoever gifts me these.
Say that, Jeremy. Yesterday you teased us about moving the to show my workout set. Okay, yeah. I mean, I can't do it right now. So I've got my setup. I have 5 monitors up here right now, and I have multiple cameras right now. So I can't do it. Maybe for Cobra Cats, I'll have to make some changes, and I can turn the camera around.
David Smart for 10. Good morning, guys. I watched Nosferatu last night. It was awesome. Hope you like it because I know you're not big horror fans, and it's a long film as well. Bob Dylan movie was good. Timothy Chalamet killed it in the movie. I've heard pretty good things about that. I don't
think Ryan's a big horror movie fan. I actually am. Yeah, I am. I love a good horror movie. There hasn't been a lot in the last decade. But I mean, like Haunting of Hill House, I still would recommend, even though I thought the ending didn't completely stick the landing. Overall, the series was fantastic and creepy as hell. That's one of the best kind of horror themed shows or movies we've had in a while. I just wish it would have stuck the landing a little better.
Stephen De Leon for 5. Shout out West Texas. Bills Mafia. Notre Dame rules all. Fuck Ryan's hair. Interstellar's trash. Fuck you, Jeremy.
Dude, I'm so happy Interstellar is getting so much love 10 years later. Like Interstellar is finally getting the appreciation it deserves, and it's awesome. And Kip Thorne did an interview with that loser Neil deGrasse Tyson on Star Talk a few days ago, and basically all of Neil deGrasse Tyson's issues, he pretty much smacked them down with the exception of one. which I don't think it's I think it's a flaw in the film. But yeah, Kip Thorne destroyed Neil deGrasse Tyson basically. Of course, they're friendly, so I don't mean like it was a heated argument, but Neil deGrasse Tyson brings up some retarded questions, and Kip Thorne basically destroyed all of them.
Nader's Brick channel for 2 extra forehead stream today. Thank you, Nader's Brick. Over on Rumble, B. Barrett for 2. Did Elon Musk just become Elon Musk?
We'll see. We'll see. I think that there's a lot of emotion involved in all of this, but again, we don't want to pull this show down into that bullshit. That's what Cobra Cast will be for later.
Oftentimes people think that just because someone is on your side that they're going to have all the exact same opinions that you would expect, and that's just not the fucking case. And I feel like a lot of people get really carried away with that and then are shocked when somebody says something that they've been advocating for their entire fucking existence, although they're politically allied with someone else. Like, not shocking to me at all. What we've seen over the past couple days. Do Guy for 199. Hail 199. You guys have an awesome weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Do Guy. David Smart for 2. Hail Ryan. Thank you, David. Andre CR. I agree. It's always Jeremy's fault.
That's right.
Francisco Sanchez Jr. for 10. If Christmas isn't the core theme of a movie, it's not a Christmas movie. Great Con for 2. Once again, Ryan is the voice of reason.
Ryan ain't the voice of shit. Brings logic, and so he gets mad when people bring up Dave Filoni, but yet he's become the anti-Dave Filoni. And so the same logic would apply to what he said about me and Christmas and Die Hard. It's like, well, the more you bitch about Dave Filoni, the more you're going to have a bunch of fucking furry weirdos in your comments saying, Dave Filoni's awesome. You've always bitching about how everybody loved Dave Filoni, and now the tide has turned a little bit in recent years. And it's like, well, but they're still going to give you shit over Dave Filoni because you've made it known how much you hate Dave Filoni. So the same logic applies to what you just said about me and Christmas movie. The truth is there are a bunch of weirdos that like Dave Filoni, and that's not going to change. Regardless of your opinion, you might be hyper focused on it and notice it a little more, but it's just like when you get a new car, you're going to notice that car more often than you did before because you're going to be hypersensitive to it. It doesn't change. The same amount of cars were on the road before, but you're going to notice it more because you're hypersensitive to it now because you have the car. But the same amount of cars were on the road before. Why are you noticing it more? Because you're focused on it more.
I don't know what you're saying that you think I'm going to disagree with.
About the Dave Filoni narrative. Like, so are people actually talking about Dave Filoni in a crazy way in your videos? Because you said it. You're like, I used to get a ton of backlash when I talk bad about Dave Filoni. It's like, go to any channel that talks about Dave Filoni. You're going to see the same comment section on that channel. So were you getting backlash, or was the topic getting backlash?
The topic was getting backlash, but I'm pointing out my personal experience.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not saying that it was just solely related to me. What I'm just saying was that and it's not solely related to me.
And it's not solely related to me. The Christmas Die Hard thing is not solely related to me.
Jeremy, that's not what I was talking about. One of the primary reasons why people would be asking Krista about that is because of you. I'm not saying that you have changed the narrative surrounding Die Hard in the entire world.
I don't even
know if you thought that's what I was saying, then you have completely misunderstood everything.
I don't even know if I was having that argument when she made that post a month ago or whenever it was. I don't even know if I was having that argument at that point in time with people. This only happened in the last few weeks with me.
We have this argument every fucking year.
Yeah, but I'm not known for that until this is the first year that I've actually been vocal. Every year I've kind of been like, God, I don't want to kick the hornet's nest and get all these
arguments about it like 3 straight years, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like I've gone harder this year. I feel like I've gone harder on it this year than ever before, just because every year it gets worse and worse. It's not a fucking Christmas movie.
Jonas Campbell, the endless preaching that Die Hard is a Christmas movie is clearest indication that it's not a Christmas movie. The king doesn't have to tell people he's the king.
Agreed.
Axel Jessen, Ryan is right. It's GIF, not GIF. Clearly.
Do people call it GIF?
Some people do, and they're retarded.
Yeah, that's not good. You can't do that.
It's all about what's the first word stand for. It's like graphical. So it's not giraffical.
It's definitely not GIF.
Him, me for 5. White guys for Harris agree with Jeremy that Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is a Christmas movie, especially when Green Goblin's kicking the crap out of Spider-Man. Dermy Wormy, shout out to my boy Cloud. He had to go to the hospital the other day. He needed surgery. I know you'd appreciate wishes for a speedy recovery.
Really?
Prayers for Cloud. That's not good.
I follow Cloud on Twitter. Let's see. Hang on. What's his at? Let's see. It's because he's got a bunch of fucking like MLG XXX Cloud bullshit or whatever. I'll find it.
Tiggs for 2 says, I started out gay yesterday because I know you know read good, Jeremy. I didn't want to miss it with your illiterate reading and get your channel nuked. I'll take your advice and be a proper gay basher. Vault 95 survivor for 1. Ryan Christmas Carol. Imagine Ghost of Beardo visiting Ryan, and partway through the conversation, he sniffs his smelling salts and goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Tiggs for 2. When's next Cobra Cast? Curious your thoughts on Vivek Elon drama. Hail I.199. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Beardo's fat. Jeremy's a homosexual. I agree with Jay. Ryan the optimist. Fuck Disney.
I'll repeat what I said last night. I did a Cobra Cast last night talking about it. I'll repeat my quick talking points on it. I like the arguing. I like the fighting. I like all of the back and forth on Twitter. What I don't like is that there are questions about people being censored and monetization being removed over it. Those are the questions that need to be answered. All the other fighting, I'm all for it. Like today, Ryan's back, so I had to get into a fight with him. I had to get it out of my system. I've been having like nice conversations with Jay all week and all this bullshit. That's not fun.
It's Christmas, man.
Christmas, man. I don't care. If I started a fight with Jay, he'd be like, "It's all okay. It's fine, man. I'm just happy,
like, all right,
man.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just happy, man."
Sometimes Jay gets a little bit annoyed. he'll sit back and you'll be like, "What? And he'll be like, I'm just saying, Jeremy," and he'll get a little bit extra with it.
Oh man.
John the casual artist for 2x. Wife is preggers with number 6 and it's a girl. 6. That's crazy, John. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Nick Brown for 5. I think it'd be helpful if someone compiled a list of elements that a movie must meet to be considered a Christmas movie. Yeah, and I think that's also part of the problem. I think you can have levels of, like, to me, The Santa Claus is like one of the most Christmassy of Christmassy movies. It's about a man who's fractured. He has a fractured family and he's trying to reconnect to his child, and at the same time he's becoming Santa Claus. You know what I mean? To me, that's one of the most Christmassy Christmas movies of all time. Die Hard, in terms of a Christmassy Christmas movie, probably more in like the 4 to 5 area. And I think it's okay to have different levels of that shit.
What do you think about Santa Claus 3?
Is that the one that's at the North Pole with Jack Frost?
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Not my favorite one.
Yeah, and then I didn't.
It's just too silly and shit. You know what I mean? Like the first one isn't like weird and silly. The second one's good.
Second one's good. But have you seen the series? I have not watched the series. The one on Disney Plus that came out a few years ago. There's like some series.
I don't know if I watched that or not.
Here's what happens when Jay if he would have landed this, it would have been the greatest thing ever. But he fucked it up. Here we go. This is on Christmas Day, I think, or Christmas Eve. The first time you've seen the Santa Claus, by the way?
No. But it's probably been about 10 years since I've rewatched it the whole way through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Guys, hold on. We got breaking news here. Hold on. Shots fired at Nakatomi Plaza.
Shots fired at Haktua Plaza.
Jay, it would have been so good. It would have been so good if you just would. It would have been so good if you just would have landed it. It would have been so good. Damn it, Jay. Like, it would have been such a good, like, it's a good, I do like the gimmick of it, like, hey, it's Christmas, but he messed it up, so.
Yeah, I can't say I'm shocked by that.
Holy Jay.
Can't say I'm shocked by that one. All All right. Where the fuck was I going? Taker, Ryan. Will that happen? An attempted football. One of the ugliest games of the year. Nader's Brick Channel for 5. A good horror story movie for Jeremy would be about a gay man turning straight. Thank you. Logan Johnson for 10. Literally in the synopsis of the film, it said it's a Christmas movie. He's at a Christmas party on Christmas Eve, visiting his family. Ultimately, it's up to the viewer, I guess, but I enjoy the chaos. Thank you, Logan.
Chaos is a great thing.
UK Outlaw gives 5 memberships. Thank you, UK Outlaw. Why are you an outlaw in the UK? Did you have a dinner knife that's just a little bit too big? Biggles Mets. Jeremy's face burns my eyes. Hi, Ryan. Hello. Chinks and Grammars for $1.99. Ryan, why are you lisping? Are you secret gay? Last dono.
Yeah, I told them to stop super chatting or get that name out. We're gonna get in trouble for saying that shit. So.
Yeah. I won. I don't think I'm lisping. But if I was, I still wouldn't be as fucking gay as you queer. Jay's Hardy becomes a YouTube member. Thank you. Great Con changing the topic now. Jeremy argues like a Democrat. Thank you, Great Con. Garfield's Our Adventure. The combination of Ryan's hair and forehead allow him to say he's 6'2" when he's really 5'9". I've never told anyone I'm 6'2". But thank you. Rainbow Dildo Butt Monkey for 2. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to my 2 favorite figs. Thank you. Raven Black Sparrow Plays for 5. Ryan, how you like that baseball game our teams played last night? 6-3. That's a baseball score right there. But let's get into something. And I wanted to start with this. This is from, let's see. This is about Disney. Jeremy, past couple years have not been good to Disney because Disney has not been good to its audience. Disney, known for being a family-friendly brand, they instead decided to go the complete opposite direction, shove identity politics and sexual orientation bullshit into everything they possibly could. And, Bob Iger said over and over again, we're getting out of the culture war. That's not what Disney's about. Well, finally, we got some news the other day that maybe was an indication that they've realized the massive mistakes that they've done when they announced to everybody. They didn't have to do this. They made the announcement that they had an entire transgender story arc for some Pixar show that's coming out that they removed because they said, families should be able to make those decisions for themselves when they introduce kids to this, blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently, that has not removed the target off their back from the incoming administration. Now, you know this better than anybody. Recently, Disney settled a big defamation lawsuit with the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump and George Stephanopoulos, all of this shit. And ABC News basically said, yeah, we fucked up. We're just going to settle this lawsuit. That has not taken the target off their back, apparently. Trump's FCC pick sends stern letter to Bob Iger, ripping Disney-owned ABC News for role in erosion in public trust. And I do think that with the big stances that Disney took recently, with how political they've gotten as a company, as much as they want to try to back away from that now, there is a lot of damage that has been done to their reputation, to how people view them, anything associated with them. And I think a lot of people are going to be pushing to make sure that Disney's not going along with this fake news. And also there's going to be normal people in the audience that are going to have a keen eye on anything Disney makes in the next couple of years to see if what they're saying about getting out of the culture war is actually true at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And they deserve this. This has been going on for well over a decade. They've been building the pieces to this, and they have really lost the trust of the public in a lot of different ways. You are a family-focused company, and you have done nothing but push gender ideology bullshit as a company. Now, again, I will say, and I have not spent that much time in the theme parks at Disney over the last several years, but I haven't seen a lot of stuff. Now, we have seen like the occasional like weirdo fucking dude dressed up as a woman, you know what I mean? Like we've seen a couple of those videos kind of go viral, but like it hasn't been the widespread things that we've seen in the parks. But we're talking specifically about a lot of the content that they're producing. Now, historically, the content that they produce starts to slowly bleed into the theme parks. So I feel like that was part of the path, is to slowly start pushing more of that stuff into the parks. But the backlash that they have received for all of this tells me that they're probably going to put a halt on kind of shifting a lot of that stuff into their theme parks, which is a good sign, which means the people have been successful in calling this stuff out. But yeah, I mean, this has been a huge problem for them for a long time, and it doesn't go away overnight. You don't get, once you have lost the trust of the public, it's very hard to get it back. This doesn't happen overnight. A film that does $1 billion doesn't suddenly just mean like all is right with that perspective. You know, and we've seen it. Like they put out a bunch of stuff from Pixar and Disney Animation Studios that just did not produce any good numbers whatsoever. The only movies that have been successful so far, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but the only like animated feature films that have been successful have been ones that don't have any of that shit in it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Inside Out 2, which obviously went on to become the biggest movie of the year, period, not just Disney. But remember in that, the story that came out of that was that there were people I think at Pixar that were upset that Disney came in and gave them the directive, hey, we want to make sure that there's not even a fucking hint of anything, that this couldn't be construed as if this child is a lesbian or any kind of like sexual flirtatious relationship that way with another girl. Like they went out of their way to do that. And the Pixar writers were very upset, probably because half of them now, the ones that have been hired in there as this company has gone down the drain, half of them are probably gay or have pronouns in their bio or whatever, want to push that stuff. And they were pissed off about it. But now you got another one removing an entire, sexualized storyline with some transgender kid. So yeah, and that's coming from some people at Disney somewhere that have kind of said we have to stop doing this stuff because it's not going to be very financially successful for us.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say, but this is what Donald Trump's pick to chair the Federal Communications Commission said to CEO Bob Iger. He wrote a letter to Bob Iger about this. Americans no longer trust the national news media to report fully accurately and fairly. Dear Mr. Iger, that's what he says. And then he also pointed to a lot of things that are happening that Disney's trying to basically bully a lot of their local news station affiliates into these deals that are actually way better for Disney streaming and stuff like that. So it looks like to me, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Disney and what they've been doing legally over the next couple of years. That can't be fun for this man right here.
Man, this is going to be a fun 4 years from this perspective. And I mean, did you even hear like Trump just announced Bill Gates wants to come to Mar-a-Lago? Did you see that?
I didn't know.
Bill Gates has requested to come to Mar-a-Lago, which is a weird thing because Trump put out a weird tweet about it. Like, I'm wondering, it sounds like he's talking to Elon as well in that tweet, but he says like Bill Gates is requested to come to Mar-a-Lago, and he says, we miss you and X. Or miss you and little X is what he says. It's like, what is going on? So this is going to be a wild 4 years. And Disney is going to be in the crosshairs the whole time because you are at least historically, you have been the #1 entertainment company, family-based entertainment company in the world for the last several decades. And you have decided, Bob Iger himself has said that we are not pushing agendas. That's what he said, which is 100% bullshit. Of course you're pushing agendas. You've been doing it for years. You've been doing it for a decade. Minimum.
Well, then right after he said that, he talked about how he thought the plight of the LGBTQ community right now is as important as the civil rights era, right? So they can say they're not pushing an agenda, but also internally feel that this isn't about pushing an agenda. This is about civil rights. But obviously, not the case with some people there anymore. They don't feel like they need to be including these things in children's programming, and they absolutely shouldn't, or else they're going to get fucked just like they have the last several years.
Yeah, what'll be interesting is when Bob Iger requests to have a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Then shit's really hitting the next fan. He's like, all right, I gotta go. Who was it that said that it's like King's Landing? Was that you? Like Mar-a-Lago is basically King's Landing at this point in time.
I don't think I said that. I wish I could take credit for it, though.
Yeah, that's perfect though. I mean, that's all Mar-a-Lago is right now. All of these powerful people are showing up just to kiss the ring. And Bob Iger should be nervous. Disney should be worried because, as you just said, a microscope is going to be on all of the content that they are producing. And this goes back to what we've been doing, me and you and others and Gary, and we've been we've been focusing on their content like this, highlighting stuff that they've been doing. And now you've got an even bigger amount of eyes on them right now. And they're feeling the pressure big time. And I'm glad they are. Fuck Bob Iger and fuck Disney.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of eyes on him over the next couple of years. No doubt.
They deserve it.
Axel Jessen for 5. Empire Strikes Back has snow and a pro-family message with a father wanting to connect with his son. It's a Christmas movie.
Exactly.
I disagree with that one. Mar Millen for 10. Hate agreeing with the fig, but the director did say it was never intended to be, but later became one. Part of it in the early 2000s, late 90s, came around Christmas. Most stations had Die Hard in the rotation. T'Challa for 10. I may have missed this. What are your thoughts on Sony blaming fans and critics for the failure of their Marvel movies?
I think we talked about that a little bit yesterday. If I can, yeah, on Daily, it was just like the Madam Web fallout. Have you heard about you? Probably
I did. I was going to talk about it today, but I saw Geeks Gamers clips of you guys talking about it.
So and it was a brief kind of mention because I wasn't even aware of it. Jay had saw the story, and he had brought it up. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Sony's a terrible company, ran by terrible people. That's been the case for a long time. So, you know, did you see you saw Madam Web, right?
Mm-hmm.
How bad was it?
It was really bad. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. But I don't think Craven was as bad as Madam Web. But the problem was Madam Web, at least you could laugh at how retarded it was, where Craven was just a little bit more kind
serious,
of kind of boring, not as funny as it wasn't as funny as what Madam Web ended up being. It was so memeable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you had a couple hot chicks in Madam Web at least, right?
Kind of, yeah, but it's not like they were like Sydney Sweeney didn't look like Sydney Sweeney in the entire thing, you know?
Yeah, that's where she stole the show on like the red carpet event. Like that's what everybody was talking about. It had nothing to do with like what she looked like in the movie per se. It was her red carpet appearance, and everybody was going crazy over it.
Yeah, and she was playing like a young girl, either like just right out of high school or something, and it was clearly like a kind of a shy person or whatever, kind of playing like a nerd. And we didn't really get to see what she would look like as a superhero for other than like 20 seconds in the movie.
The entertainment industry has never been complicated, and it's never going to be complicated. What you will have is people that don't understand it. And ultimately, if you have a bunch of people that are blaming the audience for their failures, then they're just going to continue to have failure after failure. Some things work, some things don't work. That's just the reality of it. Nobody is going to be universally popular. Even George Lucas himself, who created the greatest IP in history, you know, and he was basically a entertainment god during the original trilogy time, and then leading into episode 1. I don't think anyone had a perception that George Lucas would do anything wrong, and the expectations were so high. And I don't think that's why episode 1 was poorly received. I think it probably played a part into it because expectations were so high. I don't think it was ever going to meet the expectations because it was impossible. But not only did it not meet expectations, it had some issues, some obvious issues. And then George Lucas himself even faced backlash. I think George Lucas handled it better than most. You know what I mean? But when you attack people, millions of people, and blame them for your failures, that's never a winning formula at all. The entertainment industry is simply about making shit that people like and listening for the negative feedback and trying to apply that. Sonic is a classic example of that. That's the standard. We have 3 Sonic movies going on 4 right now because they listened to the feedback instead of trying to weaponize the feedback. It's not complicated.
All right. Where are we here? DeBrew that do for 2. Jeremy, this is over on Rumble. Thank you guys for watching us over on Rumble. Jeremy can only see the world through the lens of Die Hard not being a Christmas movie. Mark Reality for 5. Bringing in some TV hosts that nobody's heard of from a network with no following. Comparing that to Jeremy is not a fair point.
Hey,
yeah, good point.
Listen, right here. Hang on. We got to ban this person in the chat. God dang it.
Who is it?
Somebody said Superman 78 is outdated. Fight me. I won't fight you. I'm banning you. God, I can't find it. Somebody said Superman 78 is outdated. Get the fuck out of my chat and never come back. Ever. get out. I'm joking. Don't ban him, but that's a horrible take.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously it's dated. If you're watching it and you're expecting it, like, why would you watch a movie from the 70s and expect like current day effects or things like that? But in terms of like the story itself, it's not outdated. It's classic. There's a reason Superman's been around 100 fucking years.
The heart,
like the story itself is not outdated.
Yeah, like if you like, you have to watch everything within context. So, but yeah, if somebody is watching Superman the movie for the first time and they have no context of it, you're probably going to be like, this is kind of cringy. This is kind of what's going on here. But then if you see it for what the Christopher Reeve and his performance and his the Superman and Lois dynamic, who you got me, who's got you, like it's just magic.
But it is. I also do understand to a point people that didn't grow up watching anything, like if you're younger and you grew up never experiencing a world without kind of, if the worst CGI you've ever seen is like from the 2000s era or something like that type of action sequences and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never experienced anything else and you never really watched that growing up, it might be difficult to watch some movies like that and not think it's distracting or cringe or goofy or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call Back to the Future outdated, right? Yeah. Even though all of the cultural references and all the effects and everything certainly don't hold up to today, but it's about when it was made.
Hey, I have the question for you, Ryan, because you've been talking about this a little bit. What are you thinking about this? The Odyssey will be Christopher Nolan's most expensive movie ever, topping The Dark Knight Rises, which cost $250 million. And on top of that, right here, according to Daniel RPK, Universal revealed Christopher Nolan's next film, The Odyssey, to prevent leaks. The movie is expected to feature major stars. Nolan will embrace the mythical and fantastical elements of Homer's The Odyssey. That's good news, because I was wondering, like, is Nolan going to do the grounded bullshit that he always does, or is he going to go full on, you know? So what do you think about it being his biggest budget ever, and he's going to embrace the fantastical, mythical elements?
Not really a surprise, I guess, that it'll be his most expensive one, just because the type of movie it is, right? If you had told me that Oppenheimer's going to be his most expensive, I'd been like, well, why? Right? Yeah. Are you actually going to fucking buy a nuclear bomb to set it off? Right? That would be my question. So that's not really a surprise about it most expensive. I'm glad that they're leaning into I mean, you can call it fantasy elements, but that's what the story is, right? It's about traveling and seeing, you know, fucking huge giants, cyclopses, and massive sea monsters, a 10-year journey to get back home, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what the story is.
Do you think this is going to be a two-parter? Because I don't see how he can get it all in one film if he wants to tell the whole story.
How long was Oppenheimer?
Almost 3 hours. Most of his films are around 3 hours.
Maybe. Potentially could be a two-parter, but I don't know, 3 hours is a long time.
Two-parter doesn't seem like something he would do, though. It doesn't seem like he seems like he's the type that likes to tell his story and move on. So
maybe if they film it back to back, it won't be I think that's the way to do it, right? Like if you already have something planned and you're already committed to these, filming it back to back, you save so much money doing something like that. And obviously you don't have to worry about cast, scheduling conflicts coming up and blah, blah, blah. You just do a really long shoot, get the whole thing done.
Yeah.
What? Odysseus sails from Ithaca after seeing Zendaya as his wife.
I don't think she's going to play his wife. I think Anne Hathaway will probably play his wife. I think. I mean, I saw some people wondering if it was going to be Tom Holland as the lead. I think it's going to be Matthew McConaughey. Matt Damon. So we'll see. If Tom Holland's the lead, this movie's fucked. All right. Tom Holland's going to play his son, probably.
You don't trust it, even with Nolan?
Not if Tom Holland's the lead. No, I'm out. Like,
I believe, so there were reports about this. We didn't know it was the Odyssey. But there were reports about this months ago that both Tom Holland and Zendaya would be in it, but it didn't sound like they were going to be the stars. Right. It sounded like they would be they would be in the movie in like supporting roles, but they weren't projected to be the star of the movie.
Yeah.
Necessarily. David Smart, the gifted membership. Thank you, David. Darth Kariri, member for 2 months. Thanks. Andrew for 199 Tombstones, a Christmas movie. Axel Jessen, Disney says they'll stop being political every few years and over and over again, and yet,
here we are.
Tobias for 5, when the two Fs, Jave lost faith in your company and made so much for them, families and furies, you done fucked, families and furries, you done fucked up. That's billions of lost dollars. Oh, got it. I understand what you're saying now. I was thinking of something different when you said that. UK Outlaw for £5. I'm here because Ryan's videos on The Last of Us 2 all those years ago. Hated that game. I'm over it now. Look at that.
Hey, there we go. That's what we like to hear.
And then he follows up on my question. Ryan, you're an outlaw in the UK if you use hurty words on Twitter. I believe you can get arrested for that shit.
It's crazy.
Tobias for 5. Wait, people still had faith the modern media wasn't a biased piece of shit. Hold on. A biased shit pile full of the worst takes known in human history. When did that happen? Don't know. Axel, Titanfall 3, dollars on stream right now.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Doggy for 2. Disney did woke prior with Star versus the Forces of Evil. Not familiar with that.
Me either.
Jeremy Fat for 2. I am super fat man, right, Jeremy?
Yes.
Need a poll in chat, Superman 2 or Donner Cut?
Donner Cut, but they're both great. Donner Cut would win, I think.
Matthean for Norwegian 50. Absolutely no one. Variety. Is Odyssey the gayest Nolan movie ever?
You do that way too well.
God. Fucking piece of shit.
Hey, speaking of gay, I want to congratulate Naughty Dog because Naughty Dog has officially surpassed the dislikes on the Concord trailer. Congratulations, Naughty Dog. As Ryan pointed out to me, though, I mean, obviously the ratio is better for Naughty Dog, but yeah, I haven't checked. I haven't specifically gone to see exactly how many dislikes it's at right now. But yeah, I mean, the backlash for Intergalactic has been massive, to say the least. I don't know what the dislikes are on the official Naughty Dog YouTube account. This is the PlayStation account right now.
The ratio's worse on the Naughty Dog, but the views aren't the same as PlayStation, so it's not as many dislikes.
Okay.
But obviously, the Concord trailer didn't have nearly as many views, so right. I don't think it was possible for it to, like Naughty Dog has way more views. The Intergalactic trailer has far more views than the Concord trailer did. That ratio's terrible for fucking Concord. It's a little bit more split, certainly, for Intergalactic. Not like that fucking ratio.
That ratio is horrible for Concord. I'm gonna be interested to see how these next, so when is the release date for this Intergalactic? 2027?
We don't know.
We don't have. They didn't officially say it. They just.
I don't think they did. I don't think there's anything about it.
Yeah. So
years before we see it.
Yeah. So it will be interesting. These next, especially the next piece of marketing that they release for this, whenever it is 6 months from now or whatever. So Naughty Dog continuing to catch hell, and it's well deserved. Fuck Neil Druckmann and fuck Naughty Dog forever. And I feel like we have to repeat this every time. But Naughty Dog tried to strike this, or they did strike this channel. They struck Geeks and Gamers Play, and they struck Ryan twice. Ryan was operating with 2 strikes. If you get 3 strikes on YouTube, your channel gets taken down completely forever. And that's what Ryan was operating with on his channel because of 2 false flag copyright strikes from Naughty Dog. So every upload that Ryan was making, he knew it could be his last one. This channel got suspended for streaming for a month. Geeks Gamers Play, I don't recall having any actual penalties on that one because it happened in a video that you made. I
made it. Yeah, I made it.
You got the strike on Play. I got the strike on the live stream here. We got suspended for a month. And then my personal Twitter account was suspended for almost 2 years because of Naughty Dog, because I posted the big Abby Pump is your hookup, holler if you hear me meme. And they took my personal Twitter account down for almost 2 years. I didn't get that back until Elon took over. So that's the history right there.
Yeah, like this stuff about Naughty Dog silencing gamers or silencing dissent or backlash. It's not new, right?
Yeah.
It's been happening for over 4 years at this point. Whether it's like, again, like you said, DMCA strikes to strike out down channels or accounts or things like that for memes, or for people that are just talking about the leaks in a negative light. Like this is something they've actively been doing. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that they turn comments off. It shouldn't come as a surprise that they're hiding hundreds of replies on their Twitter account, because they do not care about the audience. They only care if you agree with them. Then they care about what you have to say. But if you don't, and if you provide any backlash or pushback, they will try to silence you and ignore it.
Yep, absolutely. So that's the little quick background on that, because I know every time we talk about it, people are like, "What did they do?" That's what they did. And it's not only us; there was other people.
Long-standing issue with me. Okay,
yeah,
it's not just about this trailer with this bald androgynous bitch. Like it goes back far further than that, with another androgynous bitch, and Neil Druckmann wants to be fucked by both of them.
Yeah, he does. He is a piece of garbage. Yeah, so there you go. Fuck Naughty Dog. That's our fuck Naughty Dog segment of the day.
We got a couple over on Rumble. It's McDoubles for 5. Ryan, Quasimodo gets bitches. Stop being a hater. Jeremy, you gonna do another sale, another bag for sale with Geeks and Gamers logo on it?
Yeah, if the demand is there, we will certainly do it.
Quasimodo is a fucking loser. Esmeralda would never have stayed with him. Clearly, like, Quasimodo is an ugly fucking retard. I hated Hunchback in Notre Dame.
Oh man,
Notre Dame. Reagan McNeil Exorcist for 5. Only 308 days till my favorite holiday, Halloween.
Let's go.
It's a long way away. Ra 84 for 2. Both diehard writers say it's a Christmas movie. So Edwin for 50. Ryan, what is that haircut? Sue the person that did that. Well, to be honest, I'd actually taken a shower today, but I just woke up and came on, so it looks fine. It looks good. But the problem is it's all fucking poofy right now. David P. Jeremy, a homo, always argues like a leftist. He moves goalposts, mischaracterizes others' arguments, and holds others to standards he doesn't follow, etc.
That's not
Thank you, David P. Jason Yankovic for 2. Tell us how you really feel about Naughty Dog.
Fuck Naughty Dog.
We got one more Rumble rant. Vault 95 Survivor for $1. The graphics and special effects in Die Hard are so much better than most of today's CGI.
It's authentic. It's authentic.
Getting back to some of the practical effects and stunts and things like that, I think are much better. Looks good.
And Allan Rickman, like, I just don't think he, like, do you think that, like, outside of, obviously he was Snape, and that was iconic for him, but, like, do you think he had enough iconic role? He should have had far more. You got to
carry this for a couple minutes, Jeremy.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So Allan Rickman, I love his performance in Die Hard. I think he commands the screen. All right. He commands every moment on screen. And I wish that we got more roles from him over the years. Obviously him being Snape is iconic, and that did a lot for his career, but I wish we would have gotten him in more roles like that, because he is so good. And few people actually have a screen presence like him, in my opinion. Of course, he did have a ton. He didn't have as many roles as I think people perceive, in my opinion. But you know, Galaxy Quest is fantastic. I love Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest is one of the great, movies. I love Galaxy Quest. He was fantastic. But yeah, he did. He had a lot. He had several roles. I'm just saying, I wish we would have gotten even more from him, is all I'm saying. I wish we would have gotten more, because he's so damn good. He commands every moment that he's on screen. Die Hard greater than the entirety of Harry Potter. Again, Die Hard's one of the greatest action films of all time. I like the Harry Potter movies. I've never been the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I've wanted to go back and revisit them, because I want to like Harry Potter more. Not that I dislike them, because I do like the Harry Potter movies. I want to like them more because people are they're so into that world. And I've seen the movies now twice over the course of I watched them, I guess, a long time ago, and they didn't land for me. And then I went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios, and that area kind of was blew me away. And I'm like, man, I want to know more about this world, which is what a themed land should do, by the way, which is what Star Wars Land doesn't do. In fact, Star Wars Land makes you want to hate Star Wars when you go to that, whereas Harry Potter World, you go there and it makes you want to get more involved in it. You're like, I want to learn more about this world. Or if you're into Harry Potter, it gives you everything you want. So I went back and revisited the movies, and they're fun. I like them. I like them, but I want to like them more. I wish I liked them more. Let's see here. I don't know where he left off, so I am going to have to, I don't know where exactly he did leave off. Mr. E says, I tried watching Venom 3 yesterday. The CGI feels worse than the original Superman movie, and the plot is absolutely ridiculous. Have you seen it? I have not seen Venom 3. I don't like the Venom movies. I like Tom Hardy. I've always been a fan of Tom Hardy as an actor. I think he's fantastic, but I don't like the Venom movies. I didn't like the first one. I didn't like the second one, and I did not see the third one. I think Ryan probably did, but yeah, for me, I am not a fan. Let's see. Davis Mart says, what's the worst film of 2024? For me, it's between Joker 2 and Deadpool 3. I hated both those films. You hated Deadpool? Really? Man, I loved Deadpool. Joker 2 was terrible. Of the movies I've seen, I mean, Joker 2 was a disappointment. I don't know if it's going to be classified as the worst film of 2024, but it's certainly the biggest disappointment of 2024. No doubt about that. Let's see. I got that one. I think we're actually caught up from that perspective. And then we're caught up there too. Over on locals, we've got Graptar's Hammer says, saw this shirt at a thrift store, thought about getting it for Ryan, but figured he might murder me. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I will wait and show that to Ryan when he gets back. And then let's see. Graptar's Hammer says Jeremy, with all of his screens, is basically Neil Breen. Yeah, I do have a ton of screens up, and it's a lot. But tonight for CobraCast, I will do my best. I will do my best to try and show the room off a little bit if I can. Stay at home Hippo says Quasimodo gets bitches. He shows a generation of ugly short king that you can get the girl. Jeremy, take notes. Maybe you won't be so gay, but seriously, hope Christmas is good for both of you. And then you put the salute to Ryan. Taker says, on Tuesday night's main event, Santa was flying over Uruguay, and slowly moving across the screen was "You Are Gay" or "You Are Gay." We're going to see a Hunt for Gollum trailer in 2025. Andrew says, where's the love for The Ref as a Christmas movie? Every movie is a Christmas movie if you want it to be. Let's see. Fubi says, been a minute, just saying hello. Also, just saw Die Hard for the first time. Solid movie. It's a Christmas action movie, but you might disagree. I mean, Christmas action movie is a good way to kind of put it, I guess. But all right, so we're at the end, ladies and gentlemen. No extra hour today because we're still in holiday mode, and I have stuff to do, and then Ryan has to go see this movie for Friday Night Tights. So I don't know. Maybe Ryan's dead. Can we get RIPs in the chat for Ryan? I think he's dead. I think it's over. This was the end. Send super chats in memory of Ryan. I think he's dead. So it might be over. So RIP Kang Ryan. So Ryan is no more. He will not be with us ever again. And Lance says, great stream. Thanks for the fight. See, that's what it's all about, man. I just like a good argument. I like the fight. It's fun. That's what it's all about. Has he died? Yes, he has died. I think. I mean, there's no other solution. There's no other answer, right? So the only solution is that Ryan is dead. But rest in power, Ryan. Maybe he'll be back. I don't know. We'll have to find out on Friday Night Tights. Will Ryan show up to Friday Night Tights? That's the big question. B. Barrett on Rumble says, R.I.P. Ryan.
I'm here.
Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. All right. We were about to end the show. So, but
no, somebody came knocking on the door. So,
okay.
That's my bad.
Man, I was going to grift off your death.
You ain't going to make that much money.
It's what he would have wanted.
I wouldn't.
Somebody said R.I.P. Kang Ryan. That's what they said.
I wouldn't want anybody to make any money off my death. I'd want the opposite of that.
There was one for you if I can find it. Oh, right here. Have you seen Venom 3? I haven't. I didn't like the first two Venom movies.
No,
You didn't watch Venom 3? You probably feel the same way.
One of the things that dumbass CEO or whoever was saying it was talking about was like, oh, you know, the reason this happens is because the critics just hated it. It's like the critics hated Venom.
Yeah.
But it made like $800 million.
Mhm.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
Who
Fuck off.
liked Venom, really, though? That's weird. Critics hated it. I mean, it wasn't a fan favorite movie, was it? I mean, clearly people liked it because they went to pay for it, but
yeah.
did they? It's weird because I don't remember, like, obviously, yes, clearly people liked it. It made $800 million fucking dollars, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't get the feel from the internet that people actually were into that movie.
I don't
You know
think
what I mean?
people felt it was like oh my God, it was one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. They thought, hey, it's fun. They like Tom Hardy. They like the gimmick between him and Venom. And they were like, well, I'm okay with it. But it also came out at a time where superhero movies in general, people would just, anything that came out, people were more likely to give it a chance.
That's true. That's true. Let's see. Justin says, how about a 2-hour daily? Hey, Jeremy, how do you think Squid Game would have done as a weekly model? I don't think Squid Game would have taken off as a weekly model. I think Squid Game very much capitalized off of the binge model last year. I don't know how it's doing right now. I really don't care about Squid Game season 2 at all. I feel like it was a nice one-off, but I don't know if people are enjoying it or not. I have not heard what people are thinking about it right now. But in terms of the first one anyway, I feel like the first Squid Game would not have benefited. I think it benefited from the binge model, and it was kind of lightning in a bottle. But Squid Game 2, are people
I haven't
even
watched the
interested?
first one yet, so
let's see. Yeah, it didn't need a season 2. That's how I feel about it. I don't care. I don't care about let's see.
if you don't want things to get pointless season 2s, don't watch season 1.
Let's see.
That's the rule.
Let's see. Lod says, but to be frank, Jeremy doesn't know about a lot of things. He might be right here, though. Well, you know, you take your wins where you can get them.
Are we all caught? Do we have any outstanding super chats? Or are we all caught up?
There's a lot. Axel Jensen, let's see. RIP Kang Ryan, we was streamers and shit. Ryan's dead. Rudy says, RIP Ryan, he was the jolliest guy on Geeks and Gamers.
I hope I'm not remembered like that.
Eric K says, Jeremy will use AI Ryan when he dies, make more money. Davis Mart says, if you could debate Mahler about Deadpool 3 and win, I'll super chat you, Jeremy, $100 because he hates that film more than me. Does Mahler hate Deadpool 3? Rudy says, I hate how they make the Venom symbiote so goofy. Nuclear Winter Gamer, Ryan, didn't you die from Ligma?
Not yet.
Not yet. And we are all caught up. So thank you guys so much for an awesome daily. Hope you had a great Christmas. We got Friday Night Tights. We got Cobra Cast. May even have a gaming stream later tonight after Cobra Cast. We will see. Busy day, busy times. Ryan, what do you got going on?
I'm going to try to do a little bit of work for an hour. Then I'm going to go to Nosferatu. Then I'm going to come back for FNT.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.